The silent protest. How stillness became a form of resistance. What if the most powerful thing you can do in the face of power is nothing at all? No slogans, no speeches, no dramatic gestures, just a steady gaze, a motionless body, a refusal to look away. From the stoic marble figures of ancient civilizations to the unblinking faces appearing across today's social media feeds, silence has become one of the most unexpected forms of protest. And perhaps one of the most powerful. Throughout history, monuments were designed to communicate authority. Ancient rulers understood that permanence creates influence. Massive stone statues and marble busts projected stability, control, and power long after their creators were gone. These sculptures rarely appeared emotional. They stood still, unmoving, unshaken. Their strength came not from action but from presence. The message was simple: I am here. I endure. Centuries later, activists have begun using a surprisingly similar visual language. Only now, the monument is no longer carved from stone. It is built from images. Scroll through social media during moments of political tension or social unrest, and a pattern emerges. A face staring directly into the camera. A subject standing completely still. Eyes fixed on the viewer. No explanation, no movement, no words. These images often spread rapidly because they interrupt expectations. Social media is designed for constant stimulation. Movement, noise, speed. Stillness disrupts that rhythm, and disruption attracts attention. The modern digital gaze operates differently from the gaze of a museum visitor. In a gallery, a viewer chooses to stop and observe. Online, attention is constantly being pulled elsewhere. To remain motionless in a space built for endless motion becomes a deliberate act. It refuses participation in the system's demand for perpetual performance. The silent image becomes a form of resistance. One of the most striking examples appears in visual activism that obscures speech itself. A covered mouth, a blurred face, a censored expression. At first glance, these images appear to communicate restriction. But they often achieve the opposite effect. By showing silence, they draw attention to what cannot be said. The absence becomes the message. The viewer is invited to imagine the missing voice. And that imagination can be more powerful than any statement. Then there is the unblinking stare. Historically, direct eye contact has carried enormous symbolic weight. It can signal confidence, defiance, human dignity, or refusal. In contemporary visual activism, the unbroken gaze often functions as a rejection of invisibility. The subject is not asking for permission to be seen. They are insisting upon it. The camera no longer observes them. They observe the viewer in return. And that reversal changes everything. What makes these images particularly powerful is their vulnerability. Unlike monuments of stone, human bodies are temporary, fragile, subject to pressure, judgment, and scrutiny. Yet visual activists often transform that vulnerability into strength. The body becomes a living monument. Not because it is invincible, but because it remains present despite uncertainty. This is where ancient sculpture and digital activism unexpectedly meet. Both rely on a similar principle. Power is communicated through endurance, through persistence, through the ability to remain standing when external forces attempt to move you. The material has changed. Marble has become pixels. Public squares have become social platforms. But the visual language remains surprisingly familiar. In a world saturated with noise, silence has acquired new significance. In a culture obsessed with movement, stillness attracts attention. And in systems built to control visibility, simply remaining visible can become an act of resistance. Perhaps that is why these images continue to resonate. They remind us that protest is not always loud. Sometimes resistance does not shout. Sometimes it does not move at all.